Thanks for joining me. Your thoughts, your takeaways. What did you like? What didn't you like?
Well, look, I think the governor did what the governor's supposed to do. He painted a rosy picture of the state of New Jersey at this point. But, I say buyer beware, right? Right now, our budget has gone up $20 billion, 60% increase. Governor talked about that. This year, we're going to face a $4.5 billion structural deficit in the budget. You don't have to go any further than the grocery store to see the price of just basic groceries. Pull up to the gas pump, see what the price of a gallon of gas is. Families are living paycheck to paycheck, and more families are becoming homeless. We have a real problem here with affordability in the state of New Jersey. And while the governor talks about spending more money and initiating a lot of programs, that's all well and good. But somehow we have to pay for it.
Well, I'll push back a little bit there. The structural deficit is really more closely aligned to about $2.5 billion, but the concerns are valid that the long-term fiscal picture could lead us to that road. But, his office would say, we've got a $6 billion surplus. That's something that the previous administration couldn't achieve. It's something that's enabled the state to have the credit downgrades changed, flipped. What do you say to that?
Well, I think this administration lost a unique opportunity with all of the federal COVID money that we received. We could have done a lot of things with that money, but we didn't. We squandered it. We had, in 2 budgets ago, in the last 24 hours of the budget negotiations, over $1 billion added to the budget, over and above what the governor wanted to spend just on individual pet projects. That's $1 billion lost that could have went to help make it easier for families here in New Jersey. That's a big problem. And while the governor talks about a rosy picture, I think if you talk to the average person on the street, they're going to tell you it is getting tougher and tougher to live, work, and raise your family here.
Yeah, I think one of the things that this administration has said over and over again is that some of the bigger picture items, these longer term financial responsibilities, do yield results, but it's tough for families to necessarily see right away. Any initiatives that you'd get behind today? I'm thinking about the zoning for affordable housing. Of course, that could easily be the number one affordability crisis in New Jersey. Is there legislation you could see getting behind?
Well, the devil will be in the details, right? We can't just allow rezoning of every municipality without making sure that they have the infrastructure, that they have the land, that there's jobs available for these folks to go to, that mass transit is available. If you're going to start telling municipalities how to zone their properties, we better make sure that some good sound planning goes into it. Like, we didn't do that with this last round of affordable housing. Instead, we forced this affordable housing down, and what it's doing is changing the character of our municipalities. Many municipalities are facing thousands and thousands of new units to meet their obligations, and they can't because they don't have the infrastructure to support it. Mayors came to the League of Municipalities and said, okay, you want me to build this housing? I'm happy to build it. But who's going to pay for the new well I need to put in at a couple of $1 million in order to provide water? Who's going to pay for the new sewer service?
So then how do you solve it? What proposals do you back that would make a dent in what is clearly a deficit that the state has been carrying for years in terms of just lack of units and inventory for low-income folks here?
You have to work with the municipalities. You have to look at the regional need and then figure out where the best spot to put that affordable housing is. Without sound planning, it's going to be a disaster. And that's the part that we've missed from the very beginning. There has never been sound planning behind these affordable housing numbers and where these units are going to be located. If you want to do this and do it right, work with the people that are on the ground that are going to have to absorb this housing and figure out how much, where, and how much, what can be afforded within the particular regions. That's what really has to be done.
All right, Senator Bucco, we're going to leave it there. Thanks very much for your thoughts. Good to talk to you.
Good to talk to
Appreciate
you.
the time.
Thank you.